In this video, we look at how to calculate the area of a rectangle. First of all, understanding what area is just the measure of a 2D shape and how much space that flat surface takes up. And when children are introduced to area, they usually start using a grid with squares in it. In this grid, we're going to say that each of these individual squares has sides of 1 centimetre. Remembering that squares have 4 sides that are the same, each side is 1 centimetre, and we call this a centimetre square. If you count the number of squares in this rectangle, you'll be able to work out what the area is in centimetre squared. We'll find that you have 20. There are 20 squares in this rectangle, and remember, each of those squares is a centimetre square. If you have 20 1 centimetre squares in your shape, then the area of that shape is 20 centimetres squared, and we write squared like this. There's a little 2 that looks as if it's in the air. Here's a similar one for you to have a go at. What is the area of this rectangle? Remember that the squares here, we're saying they're 1 centimetre squares. Pause the video, work out the area of this rectangle. Count the squares in this rectangle, you'll find that you have 18. There are 18 squares, each square is 1 centimetre square, so the area is 18 centimetres squared. It's not just centimetres we use. For this square, we're going to use millimetres, and we're going to imagine that each of these squares is 1 millimetre square. What's the area of this square in millimetres? Pause the video, have a go. We count the squares, you'll see that there are 16 squares in this shape. The area of this square is 16 millimetres squared. Once children are more confident with working out area, we stop relying on the number of squares, and we just look at the length of each side. In this square, all the sides are 4 centimetres. 4 times by 4 is 16, so this square is 16 centimetres squared. And this leads on to using shapes that don't have individual squares in them, just using the dimensions. This rectangle here has a width of 7 centimetres and a height of 3 centimetres. The formula for calculating the area of a rectangle is base times height. So we just need the base and the height of the shape to work out the area. And we multiply the base and the height together. 7 times 3 is 21. And if we just test that here, if we say we're going to put 7 of those 1 centimetre squares across the width, and the height, there's 1, 2, 3 centimetres squared, and if we fill all the gaps, you can count that we have 21 of those 1 centimetre squares. So the area of the rectangle is 21 centimetres squared. Here's one for you to try, just using the dimensions. Remember the formula is base times height to find the area. Pause the video, have a go. Base is 9, 4 is the height, 9 times 4, that's 36. So the area of this shape is 36 centimetres squared. Here's one for you to try, and this time we're using metres. What's the area of this rectangle? Pause the video, have a go. Remember the formula is base times height. The base is 11 and the height is 12. 11 times by 12, that's 132 metres. Because it's the area we're looking for, that's 132 metres squared.